Welcome to TradeTheMBI.com. This is John. This report is for the 15th of October, and the party continues as we reach new highs here on the S&P. Now at 59, on our way to the 6,000. It's been a while. We suggested that we were heading that way. The Fed guaranteed it with the rate cut, and we were moving along, as you can see. Shorts continue to help drive the setup here with MBI White slightly behind Magenta, but also trailing off a bit here. And Magenta continues to rise. We're still in that rising gold from a shakeout, all congruent here with those readings, as well as blue in that. We may start to see it taper off, but that's fine as long as the shakeout continues its upward momentum. It shouldn't cause any real concern. Didn't end up with a positive extreme on that move. That means you're retraced around the 58.50. Well, when that time comes, we're not there yet. So that's all moving along. The NQ still behind, but slowly starting to catch up. It'll reach its highs here shortly, probably by the time the S&P is at the 6K level. And you can see slight variation here where shorts almost equalizing on the NASDAQ from a MBI weight standpoint. Pretty convoluted from a DOC, except for you have the rising red, and so that just overpowers it and is congruent with what we see from shakeout gold here and the continued rise from that. So all in all, everything's performing pre-election beauty. Of course, now the market's going to start shifting towards those final weeks to the election, and betting odds and that will start to dictate where rotation rolls to. From a treasury standpoint, big improvement here as we've gotten back to a more normalized reading from the extremes that we were at, and it was pretty easy to see how wrong they were during the upcycle of it. Now it's just coming into clarity, and of course, nice decline for oil. That's very helpful from an inflationary standpoint. A little late, but those readings still aren't going to matter for the election. It's all going to come later on. So it's sort of now less important at this particular stage, though. Any decline is helpful when it talks about the overall rate of inflation going forward. Of course, the euro continued to be I wouldn't say depressed, it's still way overvalued, but moderating from the extremes that they had reached there before, but still very comfortable in this range. Certainly isn't going to cause any headaches from an ECB standpoint. And gold is going to continue its slow assault. It's going to be fits and spurts, but very positive from those overall readings. No changes there. We did see a nice move from cryptos. We expected that would start to catch up, and now it has. You can see Bitcoin making its move in the mid 60 range here. ETH also doing the same thing. Nice bounce back. Still has to break past these previous resistance. I don't see any problems with that taking place. It's no real headwinds against it. From a 50K standpoint, we saw the turnaround that began right at the bottom side of things, and Magenta continued to remain above. And then when we got to this point, MBI White had faded off, so there really wasn't much selling pressure even within the dips below. Yellow within the overall rising Magenta levels. We've also seen pretty clean from the blue over gray on the MBI, which gives you a little consistency within that. It stayed above even when we had the dips below. A little bit of softness within it at this particular stage, and we're seeing a little fade on that one right there, but we got a lot of positive extremes. Going back to the initial move, 58.60, which is not far off the daily one at the 58.50 range. So it's all pretty reasonable. You can see from the early morning it started off and it just accelerated as soon as the open took place. And once we reached the peaks up here, now we're getting a little bit of backfill into the post market. Not a tremendous amount. Does take off some of that excess pressure, and of course you're just trying to clear stops in that, and we'll probably see a soft, modest open at the beginning here, simply because that will take off some of the call pressure. But shorts again, just not not reading the room in this particular case. Now, intraday, of course, it's definitely going to be plausible, especially after the move yesterday. We'll probably see some back and forth. I would expect a move towards the 59.20 range before any kind of significant pullback or fill in of the bounce. So overall, we're pretty comfortable. Not a whole lot to add. Nothing happening on the world front that's earth-shattering at this particular stage. That could change at any minute, but you got to play what is and just following the readings. Pink Bar's been pretty clean with this, and we're just going to continue to go with that. As always, anything relevant, I'll put on the Skype chat for you. Have a good one. Trade well.